Cropping up stockers, Zach the Stock Cropper, coming to you on Monday morning about 5:30. Sitting in our mobile barn unit. As you can see, it's a little early for the pigs. We put these guys out here yesterday. They're still sleeping and snoring in the pen. But today is the day where we reveal the mobile barn unit and the system in its entirety. So for those of you that were watching last week with our episode about getting hit with spray drift from the neighbor, we still have some, the pasture's definitely been held back a little bit, but it's good enough that we're able to unveil. It was actually starting to grow after some rain last week. So we decided to go ahead and put the barn unit out a few days ago, and then we spent yesterday running around getting all the animals to populate. And that's what this morning's video is going to be about. So for those of you that are just joining the channel at this point and haven't seen this before, what you're going to see here this morning is called stock cropping. And stock cropping, what is it? It is quite simply, it's just the intersection of livestock and row crops being grown together in the field at the same time, leveraging each off of the other. And that sounds like a kind of a lot. It's going to make a lot more sense as we go through the season. But essentially what we have is corn intercropped with forage pasture strips that we are going to advance a mobile barn unit that we have designed and built and now are sitting in with pigs, sheep, goats, and chickens. So that's what we're unveiling today, and it's an exciting day. It's 5 months in the making of a lot of hard work, a lot of brainstorming between me and my partners, who include Sheldon Stevemer and Lance Peterson, and we're really excited, and we hope that you enjoy the tour of the barn this morning and seeing all of our critters, assuming that these guys actually want to wake up and perform. So here we go, folks, the full circle view of stock cropping. So we've got pasture strips with strip-tilled corn on corn, managed for intercropping with high population management on the outside rows to take advantage of the outside row effect. And we have these pasture strips, which our mobile barn unit, which we are affectionately entitling the ClusterCluck 5000, as you can see, in its entirety here. So let's give a walk around tour to show you a little bit of a sneak peek. We're not going to get too far into the features here this morning, but just to show you what we're working with. So we're going to start out in front. So this is our ruminant pen. You can see our ruminants getting camera shy already. They run back into the barn unit here. So what we have out in front here is a pen that is 10 foot long by 18 foot across. And this is our lawnmower pen. Okay, so these are the ruminants that come out front, and they're going to graze this pasture strip, this 5-way mix of oats, Sudan grass, annual rye, forage rape, and field peas. They're going to be grazing this down. The pen is going to move this distance roughly every day, so we put these in here yesterday actually, and so they've got this eaten down pretty quickly. But it all starts up front with the ruminants. So we'll actually come into the barn unit here now and show you what we've got. So you can see that we've got a watering system. So they've got just a little nipple water that they have to hit to have their water come down from our 55-gallon barrel drums. We've got a creep feeder in here as well. So we've got 6 sheep and 2 little Nubian goats that are cuter than a bug's ear. And the purpose for having a couple different ruminants out here is we wanted the sheep to eat the grass, and we wanted the goats to eat the weeds or any other undesirable plants that are out here. Okay. So you can see that we've got this big wheel system that we can adjust to get the pen up in the air when it's time to move. We'll talk about moving in a little bit. So we come behind and we've got our pig pen. It's our outdoor pig area, and these guys had a lot of fun tearing stuff apart in here yesterday. In the back, following, these will actually be spaced probably about 30 feet behind the mobile barn unit. These are our chicken tractors, and right now, for the sake of getting them trained on their new water drinker, we just put everything into one chicken tractor for right now. So you can see our Freedom Ranger chicks in here having a good time. They survived the first night, which was a good thing. Open this up so you can see. They've got their little water drinker over there. And the pigs' pen area is in here. They've got their big husky feeder, which they're having breakfast on right now. Their double nipple water drinker coming off the double 55 barrels. And that's kind of the walk around tour. Didn't take very long. And we didn't go into a lot of detail here this morning. But we wanted to show it to you. It's a lot of stuff going on at the same time. Give you kind of a backup view. You can see we've got a little bit of an interesting roof. It's an inverse roof, and the reason for that is we're going to utilize that inverse roof system to capture rainfall. And we don't have that quite finished yet, the system to do that, but hopefully we've got some chances of rain later this week. We're hopefully going to have that system installed so that we could fill this up with an inch of rain and not have to refill the water tanks. So that's just one of the cool little design features that we put into this thing to try to leverage all the resources we had available to us out. So a lot of you are probably looking at this thing and saying, well, how this thing looks cool, but how in the hell are you going to move it through the field? And so there's some features that we don't have quite yet done on the barn, and one of which is, you can see the wheels back there. We're going to be putting a swivel wheel on a turnbuckle here in the front to elevate the front bar of the pen. And what that's going to allow us to do is get it up. We can lift up the wheels in the back, and then what we are going to do to move this thing is we are going to attach a electric motor driven winch that's going to sit on the opposite end of the strip attached to a tractor for this first season for our beta testing purposes, and we are going to winch the pen with that controller 10 feet ahead every day into new forage. So that's how the pen is going to move through the field. So I think that's enough today to kind of wet your whistle and get your imaginations satisfied on what we've come up with. We're going to go into a lot of the features probably in a later video, but this is the first peek at what stock cropping looks like. And the first day was a really, really positive experience. We put everything out. We didn't have anything really go too wrong. Now it's just a matter of fine-tuning this thing in and starting to march it across the field, which is just really incredibly satisfying that we've got it to this point. And so let the circus begin. We are ready to stock crop. Sun's coming up, cakes on the griddle. Gotta love it. So if you guys like what you see here this morning, help us out. Give us a retweet, give us a like, share this thing. We started a stock cropping page on Facebook yesterday, so if you search stock cropping under business pages, we're going to have have that page set up and starting to populate as well. So we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. One of the cool things I didn't talk about in the initial video is that we have installed Wi-Fi signal out to the barn so that we have the ability to live stream. And we are going to attempt in the next day or two to live stream onto Facebook, where we're going to set the camera up for people if they just want to watch the pigs do what they do, or the sheep do what they do, or the goats or the chicks. We're going to move the camera around the barn and give people full transparency on what we're doing out here. So make sure if you're on the Book of Faces that you get to, or you search for stock cropping, and live stream stuff will be hopefully populating there soon. So I think that's it. Everyone have a good week, and let's go stock crop.